I will. That's all I have to say. And as Marlene knows, the fireplace works, so we're all good. Hi, everybody. This is Dr. Dees. Hope you are doing well. I'm so glad that I can be on the call tonight. Anybody want to share how they're doing or have any thoughts or questions? This is your call. It'll be interactive. I'm just going to host and kind of give you some guidance through it and maybe some tips that will carry us through for the next few weeks. If you want to talk, guys, just unmute yourselves. If you want to go about making dinner and driving, you can hit your mute button or hit *6, and that way it'll allow for the static to be minimized. If you hit *6 again, guys, it'll bring you right back on. Okay? So first of all, how's everybody doing? Anybody want to share? Anybody have an aha? Anybody? I know that Nancy, some of you are getting some wonderful amounts of back orders and posting your photos all over Facebook, and it's very exciting because it gives all of us hope for our boxes to arrive. It's really exciting. It's like Christmas early. But how are we doing?
Doing good. And
good.
Dr. Dees, I've got to tell you that the Korean white ginseng,
tell me.
Phenomenal.
Tell me why.
It has helped me tremendously with concentration.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking forward to getting more. Plus, when I combine that with the white willow bark, I am so good to go with everything. Mm-hmm. And when top focus comes, boy, oh boy, I'm going to be even better.
What a wonderful combination. I mean, Jeannie. And we are going to cover hormones and brain health somewhat tonight. So just an FYI. But what Jeannie's talking about, and I will go over Korean white ginseng again. I actually have it right in front of me listed as something I wanted to cover. But what Jeannie's talking about is when you have a combination, right, that works for you, it reduces your pain. It allows for what we call an adaptogen, where it allows for how your body handles stress, whether that's physical, emotional, or mental, and the wear and tear it does on the body to where you have pain or concentration isn't as good, right? And all of a sudden you start to notice, my goodness, if my pain isn't there, or if it is minimized, and my energy or my focus is not going to only recovery, my goodness, I actually start to have a life. And so, Jeannie, this is really exciting because what you're teaching is that we have tools in our toolbox that can help us, right, go forward. And I'm pretty sure these are combinations a lot of people have never done. So I will cover them. I'm so proud of you, and I'm so proud of you that you tried it. Good for you. Really good for you. So, guys, I want to just start by introducing myself and then also letting you know a little bit about Sunrider. So I am Karen. I'm Dr. Karen Spencer Dees, and my background, my master's and doctorates are all in the fields of nutrition and biology and hormones. And I have been utilizing and using Sunrider, since I was a kid, for over 25 years. And like Jeannie just said, it was life-changing for me. And so therefore, I absolutely positively included it personally as a consumer in my own body. And then as I finished college and grad school, etc., I began to use it in my practice, in my profession. When I was a doctor out at Stanford in Northern California, I had it shipped constantly there so that all clients could use it, because what I learned for myself was that food matters. That if we eat the right combination of food in the right concentration and it's still alive, our bodies, which are truly the miracles, right, can digest it and absorb it and utilize it, and we start to feel better. And the word that goes along with that Sunrider's philosophy is based on, is regeneration. And so when we are eating the right foods, again, in the right concentration, in the right combination, and they're still living, our bodies absolutely know what to do with them and can and will regenerate, which really means to make new, or to allow for your cells and your body to renew itself, recover, right? And begin that process of replacing what's deficient and allowing those new cells that are coming in to be healthier. And we always have, guys, an opportunity to regenerate. Something as simple as your white blood cells, right? Which we know for everybody who gets their physicals done, or whoever has had an infection, right? We know that our white blood cells help us know when our body is either fighting an infection, or when the immune system is strong, or when the immune system is struggling. Every 90 days, those white blood cells renew themselves. And so what you do, think about this, every 90 days dictates, kind of gives you a new moment, a new start at regeneration. What can I do beginning today for the next 90 days or 3 months that will allow for me to have a new moment, a new beginning, healthier cells? And if you think about that with all your cells, and that there is always a moment that we can improve, this is what Sunrider is about. It's about giving you what we call dense nutrition. So when we talk about concentration, and I've used this example so many times, but it's really the truth. If I were to plant wonderful carrots, right, if I were to pick 10 of those carrots at the peak of perfection, and I took all the nutrition from 9 of them and spray dried it onto 1 carrot, and I ate that 1 carrot, and all I had to do was digest the 1 carrot, but I got the nutrition of the 10, that's why you feel better. You don't have that extreme amount of digestion that you have to break down so much fiber, or so much of the raw ingredient. And the majority of supplements on the market are either isolated, meaning they're a vitamin, or they've been extracted out, which is okay, it's temporary. Example being, we extract ascorbic acid, right? And we get vitamin C. So we take it from the orange. We'll use the orange as an example. We take it from the orange. What Sunrider is truly about eating the whole orange, or eating that whole carrot, and then getting 10 plus times the concentration or the nutritional value of that ingredient. And that, guys, is for every single ingredient in Sunrider. That is spectacular. And it's why our bodies love this. It's why our skin loves this. It knows how to utilize food because food is intact. And we need so many times, so many micro or little bitty minerals or vitamins or different ingredients to go with other ingredients to make things activated. So an orange is just not vitamin C, right? We just may know that about an orange. But an orange is made up, like a carrot, of many different active ingredients. And all collected together make that food work for our bodies. It allows for us, right, to start the repair process and the regeneration process. If I'm just giving it an isolated vitamin, it's short term, it's temporary. It will get me through that day, but there's no regeneration that comes from it. It's not bad, it's good. It's just different. And so what we're talking about with Sunrider is what we call whole food, meaning the whole orange, so the whole carrot, right? The whole clove of garlic. Think of it like that, or the bulb of garlic. We're not talking about extracting any isolates out. And so every ingredient is still vital or active, alive. And therefore, when you chew it, swallow it, drink it, put it on your skin, it's feeding your body. And we talk about 3 concepts of that, but it really is still feeding, okay? So you hear the words nourish, balance, cleanse. And a lot of times we think that, oh my gosh, cleansing must mean that I'm going to strip the body, or I'm going to lose water. It's going to act like a diuretic or a laxative. Or when we talk about balance, right? We forget that what we're really saying is there are different foods that nourish the cells to give us healthy new cells. There are different foods or ingredients that help those organs or systems to balance along with the healthy cells that make them up. And then we have organs that we are so grateful for, like our kidneys, right? That help to allow us to get rid of all the toxicity that the body does not need. We do not want that to linger, or we will become toxic. But no matter which one or grouping we're talking about, we're still talking about nourishment. We're nourishing the organs that cleanse us. We're nourishing the organs that balance us. We're nourishing the cells, right, that regulate or grow, right, all of our systems. Either way, we're still talking about food and nourishment. And so I want you to always remember that we aren't talking about medication, and this won't interfere, but I always will say this to you. If you have a question about whether or not certain foods go hand in hand with some of the medications you may be on, please ask your doctor. I know a lot of you are on medications that are blood thinners, or certain foods such as leafy greens or something you may not be able to consume. So just check in. But if you are able to eat what you want, then you can eat all of Sunrider. Okay? And I, as a consumer, will tell you I raised all my children this way. And I like to say I raised my parents this way. Raised them back to health. I want to start by sharing some of the products that over the past few weeks, a lot of you have been asking me about, and it comes up a lot, especially over the season. And I want to kind of really validate that this season for some of you is really wonderful. Whether it's Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or Christmas or whatever you may celebrate. And for some of you, it's not. It's very lonely. And it's mentally challenging, emotionally challenging. And for all of us, and lonely is really an important word. For all of us, though, I want to remind you that we're here for each other. We're here for each other. And so whatever you may be experiencing, please reach out. Please reach out to each other. Don't be alone. That, more than anything for our health is important, is our connection. Hormones, guys, play a huge role along with what we call fatty acids. 2 things. And it plays a role in how we handle our lives emotionally, mentally, physically, and it also plays a role for a lot of you on both your weight, especially with cortisol. So I want to cover a few of these products, but there's a crossover, guys, between how our hormones really function during the season and how our brains function. Okay? And so I want to start that Sunrider has a few products that are available now, and I will always tell you that I'm sharing what I have absolutely looked up, and it's right here. So you can get them today. But I want to start I'm going to do the women, and then I'm going to do the men, and then I'm going to crisscross to the brain for all of us. But the first, guys, is a product kind of like what Jeannie said regarding the Korean white ginseng. This is a product underused in the U.S., and it is a product that is very popular all through Asia, and it's called dongquai. And it is a magnificent product that what I recently learned, so many of you think, is just for those young women or young girls that are having premenstrual syndrome or PMS, and that's not correct. So I want to share with you, and I am right on Sunrider's website, and I am on my favorite, right? I'm on their product fact sheet. And I want to share first what Sunrider states. And for those of you looking, go right to Dong Quai. You'll see product fact sheet, click on it, and you'll get more information than the first initial paragraph by the product. Dong Quai, in my opinion, is one of the best, if not the best, female herb ever for all women. Everybody. And give me 1 second. It is 20 degrees here. So I am going to sip my cinnamon Cali here. What Sunrider states is that revered for centuries in Chinese herbal medicine as the female ginseng, Dong Quai's healthy estrogen level to decrease the symptoms and severity of hot flashes. 1 second, that's static. Hello.
Hello, still here. Did we call in again?
No, she'll be right back. Okay, thanks. Let me know if anyone can hear me. I'm calling back in. Yep, we can hear you. Hold on 1 second, guys. I have one of you.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay, good. Because I have my youngest. I'm sorry, we've all had laryngitis. Just to know, hey, we all got laryngitis. My youngest has a cough. 1 second. We take our bumps, right, guys? We take our bumps and we keep going. Hilarious. Hold on, I'm giving her a sunny days. Okay. So here's the key, guys. So it supports your healthy estrogen levels, but it decreases all the symptoms and all the severity of the hot flashes. Now, hot flashes, guys, are not normal to the younger, right? So if I have PMS, I may be moody, I may be crampy, but I'm not going to have hot flashes. That's going to come later. So once you start listening to the term, for all of you who are waiting on Bella, get Dong Quai, please. The other piece is that it is high in B12, your Vita spray. B12 regulates your stress, how you cope, your mood swings. Oh, hold on. Honey, it's going to be okay. Your cough will be okay. There you go. You're fine. Okay. It's really important to understand that the Dong Quai is very high in naturally occurring folic acid, all of your B vitamins, like B complex, along with iron. This is a balancing formula to help with iron deficiency. So for girls, women, PMS, early menopause, post-menopause, it doesn't matter. This is your female tonic. Your female tonic is going to put your back in your step. It will help you with your mood swings. It'll help you with sleep. It'll help you with concentration. It'll help you with memory. It'll help you with bloat. It'll help you with weight gain. You will be so surprised by what Dong Quai can do. It'll do for you kind of like what the Korean ginseng is doing for you. And honestly, I was surprised to learn how many of you aren't using it. Because in my opinion, all women, all, not some, but all, benefit from Dong Quai. And Sunrider states, which I found just wonderful, that the benefits helps keep female hormones in balance. circulation. And so for women, we know that the leading cause, right? We know how important it is that we keep our circulatory system healthy. None of us need high blood pressure. None of us need, right, to have situations where the circulation is not moving healthy through the body. It makes a difference in how your circulatory system works, but it also makes a difference in how that blood gets to the brain. So if you think about your blood's not just, right, moving in one area, it's moving throughout the body. It circulates. That healthy blood is where the iron is. Iron, guys, is what will allow for you to lift your fatigue. And for anyone that has any fatigue, the sleep isn't wonderful, the hormones are imbalanced, the skin is breaking out, the mood swings are crazy, or they are not wonderful. There is, maybe you have seen that your tolerance level or your coping skills just aren't there, or you're getting headaches. One of the key hormonal imbalance like ahas or symptoms is women getting migraines. So if you're someone or your kids are who get headaches, and everybody always says it's probably your hormones, dong quai. If you're looking at that belly gut or under the arms or on the sides of the legs or where you say, I just can't lose it, dong quai. It regulates. And if you listen to what Sunrider stated, it supports healthy estrogen levels, right? To decrease your symptoms and severity of all the side effects when hormones are balanced. But it also states, guys, it eases the effects of menopause and menstruation, both. So for some reason, the majority of you thought it was just the earlier part of life. It's for everybody. And in my opinion, the moment you get your period, everybody benefits from dong quai for the rest of their lives, every woman. I think that one of my favorite ingredients in the dong quai, or I guess dong quai is the ingredient, but my favorite explanations about the active ingredient is what Sunrider writes is that it's time-tested. This is a time-tested herb. It's widely used among Chinese women as a fortifying daily tonic. It's referred to as the gynecological regulator because it's believed to have the ability to support healthy estrogen levels. Again, I think so many of us just didn't know. But once we know, then we get excited, right? And we think, oh my gosh, I have something else I can try. This is really important for all women, whether you're menopausal or you're not menopausal, whether you are in the early stages of your life or the latter stages of your life, it doesn't matter. And one of the questions that's asked under the facts and questions is, how is this herb used? And Sunrider's answer is wonderful. For thousands of years, dong quai has been used in China as a beneficial herb and tonic for the blood. It's believed to contain nutrients that have a positive effect on the glands that produce female hormones. Dong quai has a long history of use by menopausal women to help decrease the symptoms and severity of the hot flashes. It's also used, though, to help alleviate the common symptoms of premenstrual syndrome, right, PMS, such as bloating, mood swings, and abdominal cramps. I'm hoping that all the women that are listening to this are saying, how come I don't use dong quai? And I'm not out there telling everybody. And the gain, guys, in the dong quai with Sunrider is threefold. One, it's food grade. Two, it's concentrated. And three, it's regenerative. So it is not the same as another dong quai on the market. It's still actively living, concentrated and regenerative for you. You will have wonderful results. So I'm going to encourage you to use it. Okay? The second, and then I will ask the question, is for the guys and for the men, because I think this is really important. We're talking about how important it is to nourish, right, the female glands of the body and regulate the hormones. Because when you regulate your hormones, right, you regulate your fight or flight, you regulate your adrenal glands. But to be quite honest with you, the hormones dictate all of your emotion, all of your mood, your weight, and so many of your symptoms. The thing I want to focus on tonight for the guys, for the men, is twofold. But the first is Dr. Chen's men's formula. And again, as I was emailing a few of you that asked, are you using this? I learned again how few are. And I almost wanted to scream through the phone and say, I'm begging you, right? You don't understand. You could feel so much better. So I want to share with you from the flip side of the Dong Quai to the men's formula, that what Sunrider writes is go with confidence. Our uniquely formulated concentrated blend, and again, I want you to hear my words. There's Sunrider, concentrated blend, right? Not a 1-to-1 ratio, but concentrated of the saw palmetto, enhanced herbs, and antioxidants. It helps support, and again, this is really important, support the prostate and the urinary tract health for men of all ages, not some ages, all ages. And this week alone, I have had to personally, in my practice and amongst some of the elder population that I work with, I dealt with 7 UTI infections of both men and women that were very serious. And although we will never be able, guys, to prevent our bodies from doing everything, we can still, though, fortify them and give them the best chance they've got and reduce symptoms, but also keep this system healthy. And I have to tell you, just like Dong Quai is this important, Dr. Chen's men's formula is that important to your prostate and your urinary tract health. This is a big deal. Super phytonutrients like lycopene and lutein will promote cardiovascular health. And think of that's your heart health. But Dr. Chen's men's formula is free of hormones, chemicals, and any synthetic additives. I want you to hear some of the ingredients that are in here and what they do on purpose, because I know a lot of you are using saw palmetto from the store, or you are using other foods. And if your prostate is healthy or you don't have urinary tract issues, you aren't using this. And I am telling you that you do not want to wait for a problem to begin to utilize this product, guys. You want to prevent and build the health up of your endocrine system, of the prostate gland and of the urinary tract, which regulates, the kidneys, the bladder, and how you filter toxins in your own body. Saw palmetto is derived from the berries of the saw palmetto tree. And these fatty acids, as I was going to share with you earlier, we talk about fatty acids like omega-3s, omega-6, but omega-3s, really important in this to support your urinary function. And it boosts your libido, which does diminish with age. The lutein, the antioxidants like lutein may help prevent, which is really important, what we call the destruction of the fats, of the good fats. But it may prevent the fats from building up in the arteries and creating, fat in the blood, thereby reducing plaque buildup in your arteries. So the lutein will help decrease the LDLs or the bad cholesterol that's in the blood, and the plaque that builds up in the arteries. And that's in your men's formula. And then the third is your lycopene. And these lycopenes have protective benefits for not just the prostate, but for your heart, your eyes, your skin, and other areas of your body. But these are powerful antioxidants. And when you combine things like soft palmetto fatty acids with lutein and lycopene, my God, it's a miracle in a bottle for men. Because it's what truly you need and becomes deficient in. And so Sunrider states that it's a synergistic or a properly combined blend that works together or in harmony of the correct herbs and the correct phytonutrients for your prostate and for urinary tract support, and will help you maintain an active libido. It is as much as it is for the women that you take care of your endocrine system. It is. And under the facts and questions, which I found really insightful, and sharing it with you because, again, I don't think the majority of you have read it. Why is prostate health important? The prostate is a walnut-sized gland in men, but with age, the prostate slowly increases in size and can cause health problems. The prostate disease mature men most often encounter is benign, or what we call BCA, which prevents the urine from flowing easily, right, from the bladder to the outside of the body. Although benign, this condition disrupts sleep and can cause serious problems. We know this, that require intervention and treatment. Why is Dr. Ten's men formula then ideal for prostate health? It's similar to what I shared with you, but while most brands that claim support or claim to support prostate health use only a single ingredient, Dr. Chen's men's formula contains, as I shared with you, a concentrated, synergistic blend of the correct beneficial herbs, as I just said, including soft palmetto, fatty acids, and protection like lutein and lycopene. Our advanced formula effectively enables men to enjoy a good night's sleep without the disturbance of frequent urination. And I am telling you that looking at UTIs all week and the amount of bacteria and treatments, right, and antibiotics, it really, really had me sit up and say, I'm not sure that we're all maximizing the gains from these foods. Are we really using them as much as we can in a way that allows for so many of us to prevent so many of the challenges? And again, Sunrider's recommendation is 1 to 2 capsules 3 times a day. Now, this can go hand in hand, the men's formula with the zeros, but right now I'm talking about men's formula specifically, like I'm talking about Dr. For men, 1 for the women, okay? And then the third, which I think is very important, and then I will leave it here. And again, men's formula is available. How important the combination of, and I've shared this before, the combination of utilizing your formulas with vitamin D3. And during a season especially, but during a season where we have RSV virus, we have colds, we have flus, we have all of that. But the vitamin D3 is necessary regardless of all of it. And the D3 that Sunrider has put out has these healthy fatty acids in it that allow for this vitamin D to be absorbed. And it's really important because I shared with you early on in our conversation that we need certain ingredients to go with other ingredients, right? Foods to go with foods to make things more absorbable. And vitamin D3 is one of those missing links in everybody's diet, that especially those that do not drink cow's milk, right, a milk, but utilize alternative milks, or possibly are vegan, or possibly don't get enough sun because you're in Seattle, right? Something. Either way, D3 matters for, as I said earlier, for everybody, not some, everybody. And what Sunrider states is that our new supplement, this is an ultra high quality of vitamin D, and I looked for this for years for so many of you, and I was so grateful that Sunrider came out with it. The D3 is fortified with other antioxidant powerhouses like vitamin E, plus safflower oil. And that's an important ingredient because that is rich in protective polyphenols, but also in what we call, as I said before, healthy fatty acids, which help brain function. It helps bone, it helps calcium absorption, it helps your teeth. But I want you to understand that the D3 in connection with the hormones is really important for both men and women. And when you're using Dong Quai or you're using men's formula, and then you add D3 to it, suddenly you get what we call the brain reaction when the hormones start to balance and you are suddenly concentrating better. Your focus is better. So I want you to understand that there's a method to my madness here. But the other thing that Sunrider states is that benefits, including calcium absorption, you will not absorb your calcium properly or correctly if your D3 is not high. And so when I look at everyone's labs and I see the numbers of D3, I'm always saying, this is why your bones are porous, or this is why the teeth are rotting, or this is why your joints are hurting. You just have to add D3 or your hormones are not functioning optimally. It's a simple answer, and it makes a huge difference. The other gain, which will surprise you, is that by adding in the D3, you boost the central nervous system and your immune system. And so what I am fascinated by is that D3, which we know is derived from sunshine, we just don't always get enough of. But what you'll notice, kind of like if you're, sorry Mac, but if you're Mac on the beach and you get some sunshine, your mood improves. But for everybody else, you start to notice as seasons change or as, daylight savings as it's dark at 4 o'clock, or you may find that you are in areas where it's gray and cloudy, or you may just find you are depressed, especially seasonally depression, like this season. Can you imagine the combination of D3 with either the men's formula or the Dong Quai? You will feel dramatically better. And these are easy answers. And the reason I'm giving you some of these combinations is because I am coming to really recognize that some of these simple answers are really the questions you're all asking, and because you couldn't get maybe some of your NBC, you didn't know what to do, and you're a little bit more symptomatic right now. So just to kind of reiterate the point here, and then I'm done. Perspective, right? From the endocrine perspective, we are all made up of hormones. We are all either in fight or flight, right? Where our anxiety is through the roof, our coping is not level, or we start to notice, my gosh, I'm coping better, right? My mood's better. I feel more capable in my life. When you are using Dong Quai and men's formula, you will notice the latter. Okay? You feel better. When you add the D3, it will not only intensify the positive of both of those products, but it will also keep your bones, your teeth, your moods, right, stronger. So I want you to look at those, and with everything else you're doing, add them. All right. Who had an aha moment? Who wants to share? A question, anything?
Hi, this is Jackie with us from El Paso, Texas.
Jack.
And hi, and I wanted to say that I wish I would have known about Don Quai many years ago, probably when I was about 13. But anyway, I deal with what they have labeled bipolar, so my hormones have always been off and always been weird. And I'm kind of off the chain. I'm just different. And I want to say that I've been, the other Sunrider products that I've been taking that helped me because, like a testimony, with my hormones and my thinking, because now I'm down to only one pill for my bipolar, and it's Trileptol, which is for when you have convulsions or whatever. So they have tried everything on me. I mean, I've had shots, I've had pills, I had whatever. Nothing has worked with the Sunrider. So thank you. I can't wait to try the Don Quai, but let the Don Quai, I hope it helps.
Oh, that's wonderful. And I love that it's, you are utilizing both sides here. So you're building up, you have a wonderful balance. And I'm so glad you feel better and that you're sharing it, because we all come to the table right and perfect and need someone to say, this is helping me.
Really imperfect. But like I said, I just recently got myself involved in social media. I've met some awful people. And I have been lashed out right and left, lashing out, deleting, blocks. Thank God I know how to do that now. But I just never knew that existed out there. But I tell you anything, Mohammed, delete. I know better now.
Delete, that's right. Delete.
And so thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Jackie. I love when you post, but I look forward to hearing how you do when you add the Don Quai in.
I can't wait to tell you.
Thank you, sweetie. All right.
Bye.
Anybody else use any of these and want to share? Or have a question or a thought?
Oh, Karen, it's Marlene.
Hi, honey.
So I agree with you in terms of the Don Quai. And since we had been out of Bella, I've always done Don Quai anyway, but I increased it, knowing that I didn't have the Bella. And I really think that helped a lot. And I decided to go back and read the fact sheet again.
Were you surprised?
Yes. I mean, I think I shared it with the group about a month ago, the Don Quai, when I saw it was available. I said, I really have to look into this again. And so I was already doing it, but I think the aha moment for me is that I really just thought of it in regard to the endocrine system. But when I saw in terms of circulation and the idea also, the vitamin B12, since we were right? And I thought, wow, look at all these other things that people might not have thought about using this one product for, but sometimes we just have an idea of what a product is for, and we might just not think, well, I don't really need that, that's not for me. So when I started to read, again, the fact sheets are just so informational, I thought, wow, this is amazing, this one product, and that I really have to share this again, even more. But I think it's helped me so much in all the different ways that you shared.
Good.
And very grateful for this product. So
surprising, huh?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yay! Anyone else?
Yeah, hi, Karen.
Hey, sweetie, how are you?
Well, obviously I'm good because I had a blood test today, and normally it takes a few days for them to get results and stuff. And there's a new VA doctor at our clinic, and he calls me tonight. I haven't even put Marlene in, and he goes, well, this is Dr. So-and-so, and I'm very concerned about your PSA. I always get those letters mixed up. Anyway, the prostate numbers. I call them my SATs because I'm at school all the time. It's like, and I go, really? I said, it's never been like that. It's always around, a certain number. And then he says, wait a minute. And he reads text, he goes, oh, you're right. I misread it. So Actually, my numbers went down by 2.
Good.
And I'm so thrilled that metformin is available again because I've been without it for a while.
Oh, Richard, I'm so glad.
Yeah, I take it all the time. And
Oh,
and he goes, well, you know, I've never met the guy. In fact, I'm going to have my first appointment on Tuesday. And I said, well, I was also told that's because I do a lot of bicycle riding. And I'm 76. He goes, yeah, that's probably the reason.
Well, all I have to say is you're such a wonderful walking testimony. You really are. But just to hear that you use the men's formula, that you had your labs done, that you can see the numbers going down, it's really, it's tested. And I think that you getting back on it, kind of like a lot of women getting on the Don Quai, matters to how we feel, but also going forward that we can begin, right, the prevention part of this again. So order it.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I have to say is order it.
You also already have another bottle of it, so.
Oh, God bless.
Yeah.
Good.
But I
Good.
every day. That's
I'm so proud of you.
As far as, all my Sunrider products,
Proud
that's
of you.
part of it. And the Veros. And even though I'm in sunny Florida, I started doing the D3. So
Good.
we'll
We
see how
all
that
need
goes out. Yeah.
We all need it. And the truth is, sometimes your D3 genetically is low, sometimes it's low because of sunshine. It can be low for many reasons. Either way, it can only help, and it's not going to hurt. So I'm glad you're doing it, and you are just you really are your role model and a walking testimony. So love you. Thank you.
Next week when I get my blood test, I'll send it up to you.
Yep, I'll look. Yep, I'll look.
A file about 8 inches thick on me now anyway.
Yep, I do. I do. Anybody else want to share? Love you, honey. Okay, guys, so as we go forward, and I'm going to have Marlene just talk about what comes next, I am going to focus next week a little bit on omega-3 and just the brain component, just mental health, and keeping us really stable and going forward with brain health. I think it's equally as important. So as you guys know, for those of you that are buying gifts, I want to tell you that Sunrider does have really wonderful, candescent. It's my favorite. All of the skincare is my favorite. And I am like, one of my greatest products is the Beauty Bar. And it's in, I believe it's still in. But if it is, guys, it's an aromatherapy bar that is night and day from anything else on the market, but it pH balances your whole body from the neck down in the shower, in the bath. And everybody, we're so busy taking care of our neck up, right? Because that's what's uncovered unless we're in the sun and we're using like a sunscreen. But the pH of the skin and keeping the skin healthy, because it's your largest organ that you cleanse through and that protects you, is really important. It's my favorite gift. So it's cost effective. Everyone will love it. It smells amazing. So I hope that you guys will all take a look at some of these other products for gift giving, because sometimes somebody comes in through something as simple as the Beauty Bar and loves it and wants to know about everything else. But we have a gift, honestly, that changes lives. So I hope that you are investing in the life-changing with whether it's a Beauty Bar or it's a fruit and vegetable rinse trial size or something for all your neighbors, your friends, your family. And I know my family's counting on it. So that is the best I can give you tonight. Love you guys. Stay healthy. Marlene, what comes next?
okay. Fantastic call. Thank you so much, Karen. And our next call is the Rising Stars Zoom team call. And the link is on the Rising Stars Facebook page. That's the only other call for tonight, no Sunrider call. And that's another great call to get on, the support team. And let's all stay healthy through the holidays.
All right, everybody. Happy and healthy week. And for those of you that are celebrating Hanukkah, happy Hanukkah. And I will speak with you next week. All right, everyone. Good night.
Thank you, Dr. Dees.
Take care.